Hello, hello. Welcome to episode number 14 of Lead to Greatness. On today, we're going to be discussing becoming a dream chaser. This is Cedric Francis, and you're listening to Lead to Greatness. This is your first time joining the Lead to Greatness community. I want you to subscribe wherever you are listening. Also, go ahead and share, like, comment, help get the word out. That would mean a lot to us.
Becoming a dream chaser. Everybody has a dream. It's one thing to have a dream. It's one thing to dream of a better life. It's one thing to dream of a better marriage. It's one thing to dream of a better career, to dream of a better future for your children. It's one thing to have a dream, and it's a whole nother thing to get up and do something about it. And when you get up and do something about it, you're chasing your dream. That's the game changer. When you decide that I'm going to get up and not just dream, but I'm going to do something about it. I wanted to start this podcast off with a quote. The author of the quote is unknown. The quote says, "Every morning you have a choice. Continue to sleep with your dreams or wake up and chase them."
Wow. I have to admit, there's been times, early on in my life, you have this vision, you have this dream.
Ideas.
And, all these different ideas about doing something, but you always sit on it.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I was listening to something. They said if you have dreams but not doing anything, you just daydreaming. So really just getting from the daydreaming to actually making the dream come to life. Yeah. And that's the thing. You really, if you really think about it and look at it, I mean, it's one thing to dream. Dreaming is awesome. It's one thing to dream, but it's another thing to stay asleep.
Yeah.
To never wake up. And all you're doing is dreaming.
Exactly.
All you're doing is dreaming, excited about the dream. You get, you get up, you talk about the dream.
Yeah.
You telling everybody about the dream, but you never get up and the dream never become reality. So I think that's one thing, and that's why we titled this Becoming a Dream Chaser. I mean, I have a confession. I remember the podcast. Doing the podcast, I dreamed about this 5 years ago.
Okay.
And here it is 5 years later, and we're just not getting going with the podcast. I mean, it wasn't Lead to Greatness. I didn't know what the title was.
Yeah.
But I mean, the whole fact of get going, I was supposed to do this 5 years ago, and I sat on it and just thought about what could happen, but never actually made it happen. And it was just a thought.
So what are some of the things, if you can think back to 5 years ago, even though you didn't have a clue about what actually it was going to be, what the name was going to be, what you were going to be, what was some of the things that stopped you from going forward with doing the podcast?
I mean, to be honest, one of the first things was fear. Honestly, fear of failure.
Okay.
As long as I can dream, I have something to look forward to. Even if I don't do it, just the fact of dreaming
about it
makes me feel good about it. But if I actually act on the dream and fail at it, because now my dream is crushed. So it's like sometimes it feels good just to, or at least for me, it felt good just to dream it. And now I'm actually living it out. And even the thought of failing at it, but I'm sitting here looking every day, just being consistent and pushing every day, even when I don't feel like it, even when I'm sick, even when I'm tired. I mean, right now, we launched the podcast back in January, and 2 months later, now we have a pandemic. We're dealing with something totally different than how I envisioned it at first. It don't quite look like I thought it would look, but I'm still pushing through it. Why? Because it's still alive. It's still living. The vision is still there, but now the vision is there, but the perspective is different.
It was no longer just a dream, but a dream with purpose.
Wow. Yeah.
And since it's a dream with purpose, now that purpose is what's fueling you to get up and chase that dream in the midst of COVID-19 when it doesn't look like you thought it was going to look January 2020.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good perspective. Actually, that is the truth. Because this is the thing. Even right now, we're releasing podcasts weekly, and I get up and do it because this thing is bigger than me.
Yes,
It's bigger
absolutely.
than what I'm doing. I mean, and the perspective, I mean, it's not about trying to be popular or anything.
Helping
It's
people.
about helping people. And my whole focus, I mean, is about helping people. So
Yes.
that's
Gotta work on
people,
the next
that's
podcast.
waiting.
Mhm.
If I don't do this, there's somebody looking forward to the podcast every week. And if I don't show up when it's time to show up, if I don't step up to the batting cage, if I don't step up when it's time to bat, it's
Wow.
not only I'm letting the dream down, but everybody that is attached to the dream
Yeah,
is
yeah,
let
yeah.
down. So this thing is not it's not about me. It's a lot bigger than me.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And that's one of the things we were talking about when we were discussing becoming a dream chaser and when we were coming up with points of reference, because we always like to share points to give people something to hold on to for ways that they could go
Put
after
some meat
their
on it.
dream. Right, put some meat on it. And we like to do that because we realize that it's the meat that nourishes us. It's the meat that gives strength, the protein and all of that. And we need that. So we want to give that to people. And it's great to understand, first of all, to share that you have a dream, that you had a dream, that it took you 5 years to move on the dream. But the thing that I find so amazing and awesome today is that you're moving on the dream and you're being a blessing to other people's lives and you're helping other people in the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of the dream not quite looking like you thought it would look, in the midst of the dream not quite working out the way you thought it would work out. You're still chasing the dream.
Yeah.
Because when the dream had once the dream gained purpose, then it gave you the momentum to get up every day and say, I may be tired, or I just want to relax and watch TV, but I need to get another podcast out. I just want to chill with my family, but I need to get another podcast out. Oh, I could just take a week off, but I need to get another podcast out, because your dream met with purpose, and now you're chasing the dream to bring it to a fruition, to bring something you said was about continuing to dream but never waking up. When you wake up and you begin to chase the dream, that's the only way the dream can come into manifestation. That's the only way you can see it come into fulfillment, is to get up and to chase it, to do the work. Get up and record videos every week, regardless of what is going on outside. Get up and record videos every week, regardless of who may or may not be seeing them, because it's about that one person, that one person that will see becoming a dream chaser and say, I can do this. That one person that will see becoming a dream chaser and will say, oh, I can start that business. The one person that will see becoming a dream chaser and say, oh, I can start the ministry. God is really with me. He's for me. I can go back to school. Whatever that dream is, this podcast is about. Your dream is about helping someone else see that their dream is possible.
Helping others reach their greatest potential.
Wow.
Yeah. And just to be transparent, I want you guys to understand. All right, right now we on episode 14.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 13. If you go back and look at episode 13, I did episode 13 by myself.
Right.
Last week, the day of the recording, we were supposed to record together. She got sick. She got sick. We didn't know what was going on. I actually called the ambulance. And 911, the ambulance is at our house. She's on the stretcher getting transported to the hospital. Thank God it was really nothing. They checked all her vital signs. She had something going on. What was something with your inner ear infection, and her equilibrium was off, but she couldn't walk. And I'm tripping. So here I am, being a husband, trying to take care of my wife, trying to make sure she's okay. Right. She's laying down on stairs on the sofa, and I'm worried about her, but I'm still have to put all that to the side and focus on, man, I got to get a podcast out. This was just last week. Chasing dreams, becoming a dream chaser. My wife laying on the couch, sick, not quite sure what's going on with her body, but I paused and said, babe, I got to record a podcast. And the goal was for us to record this podcast today, Chasing Dream. We were supposed to record this podcast last week, and I had to do something else because the podcast Chasing Dream was both of us doing it together. So I had to come up with a lesson by myself to record by myself to chase the dream, putting it into perspective of something I had to do last week. This is just last week. This wasn't a month ago. This was last week. Last week. I said, I got to get it done. I said, baby, I got to get it done. I got to get it done. You understood. Let me see, what was
I
your
definitely,
perspective?
my perspective was whatever it takes to get it done, because I understand as well that this dream is about more than us. And we've been talking about this for a while now. We've been talking, it's so many things that God has for us to do, so many dreams that God has shown us, so many visions and ideas that God has shown us. And we realize that everything that God has called for us to do is bigger than you and I. It's bigger than what it looks like to anyone else. It's about really changing lives and helping people. So on last week, once I returned home from the ER, and this is just the equilibrium issue, your ear inflammation has to go down, whatever, just rest and take meds and everything is good. I knew that this was a temporary situation. And at the end of the day, there's someone on the other end that needs to see this video, needs to see a video, needs to hear a word from you that God has given you about purpose, that God has given you about something that will impart a seed into their lives to help them go after what God has for them, to help them go after everything that they dream about. Because all we're doing week after week after week is planting seeds to help someone else to chase their dream, as we're doing right now.
And honestly, I mean, even the fact of this, like I was just explaining, you being sick and I'm still recording last week. I want to let you know, listen to me. I want to help somebody. I want to let you know, every day is not going to be easy. No. It's not going to be a perfect day to record. Sometimes you're going to have to record. You're going to have to get up and do whatever your dream is. Push. If it's writing a book, you have to push. You have to push and write book, even when you don't feel like it. Yeah. When you're trying to get your education, going back to school, whatever case it may be, you have to do whatever you have to do. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be rainy days. There's going to be storms. Yeah. And when the storm comes, get your umbrella and go out and keep moving. I didn't make any excuses. I had a perfect excuse to say, you know what? Man, my wife is sick. I could have came back on here today and said, man, I didn't release a podcast last week because my wife was sick. I could have said that. And you know what? Everybody would have sympathized with me. It was justified. But I understood I didn't do it this time, when times really matter, because every day is not going to be easy. So if I don't do it now, I did this for myself. Because I said, I'm not going to let anything stop me from fulfilling the purpose that God has for my life. I'm not letting anything stop me. No sickness. It doesn't matter what happened. I'm going to make it happen. And this is a perfect example of chasing your dream, becoming a dream chaser, no matter what, making it happen.
Right. And with that being said, you have led us to our very first point.
What's the first point?
The very first point is belief.
All right. Today we're doing 3 B's.
Yeah, 3 B's. And the very first point is belief. And what you just said about how you felt, although concerned for me, your belief was that it was important for you to keep pushing. You must believe that first of all, you have to believe that your dream is possible. Second of all, you have to believe in the dream. Then you have to believe that no matter what your current situation is, it won't stop the dream from coming to pass.
Wow.
So no matter what the current situation, and for you on last week, the current situation was my wife is not feeling well. And we were supposed to record this podcast together. So now that we prepared this one together, and then I got to do something different. I got to do something different. So your belief in the dream is what gives you the fuel to keep pushing. It's one of those things that gives you the gusto to keep going, because you believe that having a better marriage is possible. You believe that raising your kids better than you were raised is possible. You believe that leaving a legacy for your family is possible. So each and every day you are using that belief as fuel to get up and continue to go after it. Because when we say chasing dreams, we don't mean like chasing money or material.
Rainbows.
Yeah, we're not talking about material things. We're talking about
TLC said don't go chasing waterfalls.
And we're talking about purpose. We're talking about visions. We're talking about dreams. We're talking about a manifestation of something that you saw in your head or felt in your spirit that's going to change the trajectory of your life, your family, and people around you. So you must believe that the dream is possible.
And you know what? This is the thing with belief too. Mm-hmm. Because here's the thing. I believe in this so much. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. There's folks watching me on Facebook right now. Mm-hmm. They're probably saying in their mind, like, man, this ain't gonna work. Yeah. Man, he gonna quit eventually. Yeah. But I do not care what people think. Doesn't matter. Yeah. I believe in my heart. I have a goal of helping people and changing the world. Yes, I don't care what people think about me right now. It's not about what anybody else believes. It's all about what I believe about myself. Exactly. Stop trying to get people to validate your dream. Yeah. Believe in yourself. You have to believe what you can do. You have to believe you can do it, because if you don't believe you can do it, when folks don't share it,
you're going to get frustrated. You're going to give up.
Yeah. If folks don't like it,
you're going to get
discouraged. You're going to give up. Yeah. You have to believe it even when other folks don't believe it. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. I was thinking about this. What was so awesome about it is, as a couple, I believe, but you believe in it. I believe
as well. That's
because you believed in it so much where you was feeling bad on the sofa, but you said, okay, babe, you encouraged me to go do the recording. You encouraged me to do that. Yeah. Because you could have complained, you could have got mad, you could have got upset. You never got upset, because even although you were sick and you wasn't able to do it, you still thought about
the dream. Got to go forward.
You thought about it too.
The dream got to go forward. Yes, and people, somebody needing a breakthrough is not going to change because of my current situation, and I mean being not feeling well. Someone needing that seed or that word that week to fuel them is not going to change. And your purpose of helping people reach their greatest potential is what's at stake. The manifestation of someone saying, my life was changed. I heard this podcast and my life was changed. I heard this podcast and I believe that I could go forward. I heard this podcast and I believe that I could pick myself up and I could turn my life around. I heard this podcast and I believe that my life could be better. That is bigger than anything.
Absolutely.
So we definitely believe that the manifestation of this dream is bigger than anything that could ever happen to us. And nothing, no circumstance, no situation in our lives has the power to stop what we believe about this dream. It's benefit. So you have to believe that your dream has a benefit.
Okay, let's slow down. down. So the first B is belief. Mm-hmm. The second one is benefit. All right, unpack that. Let's unpack.
So in order for, you have to believe that your dream has a benefit in order for it to even be worthy of you getting up to go after and chase. You have to believe that the manifestation of your dream is going to benefit you, is going to benefit others, is going to benefit and change lives, is going to make a difference. If I start this business, I'm going to be fixing a problem. You have to believe that that's the benefit. Start the business, fix the problem. Right. You have to believe if I become a Christian counselor, I'm going to save marriages. I'm going to help people. Start the counseling.
Life coach.
Whatever it is, you have to believe that it has a benefit, because the truth of the matter is, as people, we don't invest time and we won't invest in things that we don't believe have a benefit. Even if it doesn't have a benefit, we have to have the belief that it has a benefit in order for us to give into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when you see that there's a benefit to me going after this, there's a benefit to me recording this podcast every week, because somebody's life is going to be changed. The benefit of this podcast is to change someone's life, or the benefit of me, let me go back to the benefit of me going after my dream is somebody's life being changed, whether it's mine, my children, my grandchildren, my neighbors, my friends, my customers, whatever it is. You have to have a belief that your dream and going after that dream is going to benefit in some way, shape, or form.
And I was thinking about this as far as benefit. Mm-hmm. See, a lot of times when you think about benefit, you can't think about benefiting for yourself.
Yeah.
If your dream only benefit you, you're dreaming too small. Yes. Your benefit has to be bigger than you.
Bigger than
Your
you.
benefit is about not just benefiting you, but benefiting the life of others. It's about changing the world. Yeah. It's about changing the life of others. It's not about just benefiting yourself. See, McDonald's have a fast food. They sell hamburgers, but the benefit wasn't just them making money. No. The benefit was providing a product, convenience for somebody to eat where you don't have to eat out at night. I mean, I wish I could have gave a better example than McDonald's, but but it's the truth.
Well, the convenience of fast food was to benefit people in a fast-paced society, so that was a benefit.
I mean, you think about it right now. In 2020, we no longer have to farm and grow crops in the field.
Right.
I mean, now you can just you can just go to Walmart. You can just go to Kroger's, H-E-B.
Somebody else is going after their dream of farming every day to produce produce for us to go in Walmart and buy. Right. So everybody plays their part, and your dream, you said something that is of the uttermost importance. That's a star, not a point, but a star. Your dream has to be bigger than you. It has to be more. It has to bring more benefit than just putting money in your pocket. Yeah. Because after a while, that's not going to be enough to sustain you. Because once it's done that a couple of times, it's put a couple of coins in your pocket. At some point, that's going to be as far as it can go.
Or if the money don't come right away,
then you're going to quit.
If the money don't come right away. And this is the thing. I do want to say this because a lot of people, you have great ideas. You have a great dream. But don't allow your dream to be driven by money, because money oftentimes don't come right away.
Right. Even if you're starting a business, it takes some time, it takes some effort, it takes investment from you before you ever see a return. And I think that sometimes that's what I was talking about when I was talking about the obstacles. Sometimes that's the obstacles that stops us from going after our dream, because we think, oh, I had an idea. I'm going to start this company and, everybody like my shirts. I'm going to make all these shirts and I'm going to make a lot of money and I'm going to do this, or I'm going to make a lot of bracelets and I'm going to make a lot of money. But when that doesn't come to fruition the way you want it to, even if it's going fast paced for a while, when it doesn't come to fruition or satisfy what you wanted to satisfy, then you find yourself at an obstacle and a stopping point because it didn't produce the way you thought it was going to produce. But you have to invest in your dream in order for your dream to produce. It's going to take some investment from you in order for you to get a return. Yeah. It's going to take some investment from you in order for you to get a return. You're going to have to invest some sweat. You're going to have to invest some tears. You're going to have to invest some sleepless nights. You're going to have to invest some time off the couch. You're going to have to invest some giving up of extra things. You're going to have to invest some money. Yeah. You're going to have to invest some quality. You're going to have to invest some input, some thought, some structure. You're going to have to make an investment in order for your dream to really be beneficial. Because if something only benefits you, then it's really of no value to anyone else but you.
And you know what? I think, and I want to put this plug in here. Make sure, I want you to identify your dream and make sure what you have is a dream. Because I hear people say all the time, man, I want to be a millionaire. That's not a dream. That's not a dream. That's being hopeful. It's been hopeful. Yeah, it's wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. You know, I want to be a millionaire. I mean, come on now. I mean, so what I want you to do, I want to put a plug right here, and I want you to think. Pause this if you have to. I want you to think, and I want you to research. Even after this podcast, after you're done, I want you to think about, you know, what is my dream? Yeah. Identify your dream. Identify what you really care about.
Right.
I'm not talking about how much money you want to have. I'm not talking about the house, because it's a thing. If you're dreaming correctly, all that, you know, if it's meant for you, it's going to come.
Absolutely.
If it's meant to be.
That's right.
You know, so we're not tracing. I'm not talking about dream of I want to win the lotto. No, that's not. Something that's tangible. Something that you can get. Yeah, if you put in the effort.
Yeah, and it's possible for it to actually be intangible, because when I say intangible, it may not be anything physical you could touch as far as this pen, but changing people's lives is very well tangible, because you can make a difference. You can impart into someone's life, and you can help someone reach their greatest potential from a word, from a podcast, from a sermon, from a speech, from an encouraging word, from an inspiring text. You can make a difference in someone's life by being an example of going after your dreams. You can make an example. You can change someone's life, and your dream has to be of significance and importance that it's hard to really put it into words, but it's something that has to happen. It's something that is going to make the world different, going to make people different, going to make something brighter, something better.
Right. All right, so here we go. So chasing your dream. Number 1 is belief. Yes. Number 2 is benefit. What is number 3?
Number 3 is build. Okay. And what we mean by build is becoming a dream chaser. As you are actively believing in your dream and you're getting up, you've now come to the realization that your dream is going to benefit this world. Your dream is going to benefit your children. Your dream is going to benefit the future of the society. Your dream is going to benefit whatever genre you are in. Your dream is going to be a benefit. Your dream is going to solve a problem. Your dream is going to fix a situation. Your dream is going to fix a circumstance. Your dream is going to change something. That dream, chasing that dream, allows you to build 3 things. Okay. And those 3 things are, first, courage. As you chase your dream, you get courage to keep moving.
That's true. Yeah.
You get courage to keep moving. And when you begin to succeed, or you begin to see the light, some light of your dream coming to manifestation, you all of a sudden have this courage to keep going. Yeah. You see that even with, you talked about with the podcast, someone says, oh, that podcast was great. You see, and now you have a courage to keep going. Yeah. It gives you a fuel.
It gives confidence.
It gives you the courage to take another leap. Yeah. To take another leap. It gives you the courage to take another leap. And that's one of the things that is building in you. So it's building courage in you. And the other thing that is building in you is building character in you. It's building mental and moral values. It's building a character in you that I'm showing up for the people. I'm showing up for the purpose. I'm showing up for the dream. I'm showing up to reach this goal. I'm showing up to make a difference. Yeah. It's more now than about money. It's more now than about my name. It's more now than about someone clicking a like. I'm showing up because now my mental capacity says this dream matters. This dream is making a difference. Now my moral standards are up here. I can't stop. I can't let the people down that need me to impart into their lives. I can't let this not happen when it's going to make a difference for the child that is growing up in poverty or in an urban community. I can't let this dream go because it's going to make a difference for the child that I've never met, that's going to hear this one day, or that I'm going to be allowed to speak to one day, or do a mentorship program one day. And they're going to say, regardless of where I come from, regardless of where I live now, I could be just like him. I could be just like her. The dream is now built courage, character, morals, and values in you. And the last thing that it also builds is a legacy. Wow. A legacy, because now your children and the people that are around you, the people that you have a connection with, the people that you inspire, they now want to inspire other people. The people that you pour into, they now want to pour into other people. The people that you pour into now have a dream of their own. And they're saying, Cedric went after his dream, and this is what he was able to do. And he made a difference in my life. So I'm going to go after my dream, and I can make a difference in someone else's life. I can make a difference in this world. I can make a difference in this community. I can make a difference in Christianity. I can make a difference in marriages. I can make a difference in the divorce rate. I can make a difference in family unity, and whatever it is, it builds a legacy for those that you inspire, for them to see, I can do this too. Because that's one of the things why I believe, and I have to go here, I believe that God intended for us to do this life together as brothers and sisters, because I can lean on you, you can lean on me. I see you going after your dream. Now, I believe although I had this dream and I thought everything was going to stop this dream from coming to fruition, I said, oh, I don't have the money to do this. I don't have the education. I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do that. But then I see you going after your dream, and now I'm inspired. So your dream has now built a legacy that it's possible. Your dream has now built a legacy that it can happen. Your dream has now built a legacy that if you get up and try, if you get up and try again, and if you get up and try again, you will succeed. So your dream has now created courage for you to take another leap. It's also built character in you, as well as those that see you going after your dream. And then it builds the legacy. It builds a foundation. It gives someone else something to build on to say, I can do this too.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm glad you said legacy. And this is the thing, because this is what tend to happen. I mean, it's just the way we are as human beings. If you see somebody else going after their dream, and for whatever reason you was afraid to go after your dream, it's so easy for you to envy somebody else and wanting their dream to fail because you never went after your dream. But I want to encourage you to not take that approach. Approach. I want to encourage you to celebrate. Celebrate what somebody else is doing. And matter of fact, I mean, I can't speak for nobody else, but I can speak for myself. Everything I know, I am willing to share with anyone. I'm not trying to do this by myself. I want all of us to build a legacy in our own circle of influence. I want all of us to build a legacy. So the thing about it, I have no place. I have no time to be jealous of anybody or envying anybody else for what they're doing. You know, it's like, you know what? Whatever you're doing, you know, you share with me, and I share with you what I'm doing. And we can all lift each other and give each other a hand up, you know, instead of not a hand out, but a hand up.
Exactly. And we are better together as people. We are better together when we come together. If you have an idea, you have a dream, your dream is big, and you have this vision, you have this dream. And imagine sitting at the table with 5 people that are willing to work and share with you, and you begin to share your dream with them, and they share input. Well, how about if you try it like this, or this could work? Oh, this would be great too. And all of these great minds come together. They are pouring into your dream. As you were talking about envy, I began to think about something, and this is what I began to think about. Even if you don't necessarily have a dream for your life yet, or if you can't see it clearly, help someone else with their dream. Because if I link up with you and you're chasing your dream and you're producing a podcast and you're helping people reach their greatest potential, and I link up with you and I get in wherever I fit in and I learn what I learned, and now it's built courage in me, it's built character in me as well, it's built morals in me and a legacy in me. Now all of a sudden, whatever I'm passionate about is pulled to the front, and I say, okay, this is your dream, and I'm willing to help you with that dream, and I'm glad to work with you with this dream, but I have this dream as well. And then you say, hey, well, let's do that too. I can help you with that. And so we combine together to help each other chase their dreams. The one thing you said about you have a dream, you have a vision that God gave you to help people reach their greatest potential. And you and I are a married couple, and we're a lot alike in a lot of senses, and we're different in a lot of senses. And we're a lot alike in a lot of senses and different in a lot of senses. But one thing that we have in common, and it's many things, but one thing we have in common that pertains to what we're talking about today, we both love people and we both want to help people in every way possible that we can, whether it's sharing a story of our own, whether it's sharing our truth, whether it's sharing a failure, whether it's sharing a flaw, whether it's just spending time with people, whether it's pouring into people. We want to help people. So even when you came to me and you said, I'm going after my dream, I'm following what God has called me to do, and there was not necessarily a clear design of what that dream was going to look like, when you begin to, and I'm saying this from the wife's perspective, when you begin to get up and move and chase that dream, all of a sudden I'm on the sideline and I'm like, okay, he's dreaming. I'm his wife. I'm supporting his dream. And I connect with him because I love people. I want to help people as well. But then all of a sudden, his dream, I could see it. And it's like, I'm having the same dream. I can see this coming to fruition. I can see you getting on here every week to bless people. I can see God dropping something in your spirit. These conversations that we have in the restroom, getting ready for work in the morning. These conversations that we have on the sofa after church on Sunday. These conversations that we have and how they bless me and change my life. And I can see that being a benefit to other people. So now the dream became clear. And I jumped in on the dream. And it's like, hey, whatever you need me to do, whether it's just support, whether it's just prayer, but now I'm on the podcast with you and we're working the dream together. Right. And now we're still on the back end and we're dreaming other dreams and working on them and chasing them to watch them come to fruition, because the ultimate goal is, let's help people be better. Let's help people be better. We don't have to stay in the set that we were in. We were watching a movie that is completely different than Dreams. It was about slavery in a time when with Harriet Tubman, and it talked about how, she had, it was once said that she could have freed more people if they, recognized that they needed to be free. They wanted to, they had the how do I want to say it? They had the same mindset that she had. That, and in the movie, there's a part where she says, I'm going to be free or I'm going to die. And when we're talking about dreams, when we're talking, wait. When we're talking about dreams, then I thought about your dream has to have that much bearing on you that you got to see this dream come to pass or you're going to die.
Isn't it amazing? I just thought about that. You mentioned Harriet Tubman. Mm-hmm. So Harriet Tubman, everybody that believed what she believed, they all left.
They all received the same freedom.
But the people that didn't believe,
some of them died, left behind. Yeah.
And some people was telling on her.
Yeah.
Because of what she believed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But she believed, but this is the thing, and that goes back to what you just said. Harriet Tubman believed that freedom, that people deserve to be free. Mm-hmm. No one deserved to own anyone else. And she believed that so much that once she became free, it wasn't enough. Yeah. That I got a taste of this. I chased the dream and I got it. Yeah. She had to go back and get other people.
And using that as a parallel, I remember when we were in debt.
Uh-huh.
I remember when we were living from paycheck to paycheck.
Yes.
We got out of it.
Yes.
We know how to get out of it.
Uh-huh.
We helping people get out of it.
Absolutely.
And we want to help more people get out of it.
Absolutely.
Because of the freedom of being financial free, the release.
Yes.
I mean, it's just so awesome. And my thing is like, man, it's almost like the Harriet Tubman thing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I got out of debt. Yeah, I want to
help everybody do it.
And help everybody else do it.
Yes.
I have both our credit scores is north of 800. Mm-hmm. It's like, I want to help because it's not that difficult. Mm-hmm. It's a strategy. I want to help everybody I possibly can get their credit score north of 800.
Yeah.
All right, so I 3 points. I take away. I want to do a recap.
Okay.
3 points is belief, benefit, and build.
Absolutely. The 3 B's for today. Believe. You have to believe that your dream is possible.
Uh-huh.
You have to believe that your current situation has no power. Let me say that. You have to believe that your current situation has no power to stop your dream. You have to believe that your dream is possible. And that even what you're experiencing right now has no power to stop your dream. You don't have the money. You don't know how it's going to be done. You don't know what it's going to look like. You don't know, but you believe that it's possible and you won't allow anything to stop it. Number 2, you have to believe that your dream has a benefit. Your dream must benefit yourself, others, the world. Your dream has to have a benefit. When we go on jobs, we want a benefit plan. The benefit plan makes it worthwhile. And that's what makes your dream worthwhile. The benefits of your dream makes your dream worthwhile. And the third thing is it builds courage, it builds character, it builds legacy for you and for those you inspire.
I want to thank you, Lead the Greatness Nation, for joining us. Looking forward to hanging out with you again on next week. Till then, if you help others reach their greatest potential, together we can change the world. Peace.